Okay, so in the last class, we had learned about few terms that related to the electrolytic conductance, right? So it is conductance, then conductivity, resistance, resistivity. Do you remember that terms and its equations? Yes or no? Yes, right? Okay. Steffi,
Yes, ma'am.
are you there in the last class?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Then Emmanuel,
Ma'am.
what about the unit of resistance?
Ohm.
Okay. Oh, what about the unit of conductance? Evelyn, conductance.
Siemens.
Zeeman. Then Naurin. Naurin, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the unit of conductivity?
Siemens meter inverse.
Very good. Okay, then we are moving to the next topic. That is electrolytic conductance through metals. And the next one is electrolytic conductance through ions. Okay. So the first one, electrical conductance. It is through metals. It is called metallic or electronic conductance. Okay. So we can classify this conductance into two types. First one is metallic or electronic conductance. And the second one is electrolytic or ionic conductance. First, we can learn this metallic or electronic conductance. It's very simple one. That means electronic conductance through metals. It is known as metallic or electronic conductance.
Ma'am, what is
Electrical
it?
conductance. Yes, Gauri.
What is a heading, ma'am?
You can write this. No need to write any heading. You can write this. Or two types of conductance. It's okay. Okay. Two types of conductance. Then first, metallic or electronic conductance. Then you can write this one. So electrical conductance through metals, it is called metallic or electronic conductance. Electrical conductance means the movement of electrons there. Okay. Here it is due to the movement of electrons. That point you have to note. In the case of metals, it is due to the movement of electrons. Okay. Metals, it is due to the movement of electrons. So due to the movement of electrons, some conductance take place there. It is known as metallic or electronic conductance. And there are certain factors that depends on this electronic conductance. They are nature of the metal. Okay, nature of the metal or structure. Then the second one is number of valence electrons. What do you mean by valence electrons? Electrons in the yes, outermost shell. Very good. So the number of valence electrons, then the nature and structure of metal. Third point is temperature. In the case of temperature, here in the case of metals, when the temperature increases, conductance decreases. Okay. In the case of metals, when temperature increases, conductance decreases. So these three are the factors that depends on electronic conductance or metallic conductance. So due to the movement of electrons, electrical conductance take place through metals. It is known as metallic conductance or electronic conductance. It will depend on three factors. First one, nature and structure of the metal. And the second one is number of valence electrons. Third one is temperature. Here, the temperature increases, conductance decreases. Okay. Is this clear?
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes,
what
Punya.
about length and area of the metal?
Here we are, yes, resistance. It depends on the resistance. That equation is same. Here we are just considering these factors. That means
Okay, ma'am.
the changes in these things, that means nature of metals, number of valence electrons, temperature, it will affect the value. This L by A, that is the length and area that will take into the considering that resistance and conductance. But when this factors varies, it will affect the electronic or metallic conductance. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the next one is, have you completed the slide? All of you? Yes, Emmanuel?
I am don't up to
Okay,
don't
okay. Okay, okay, fine. Finished?
yes ma'am.
Okay. Then the next one is electrolytic or ionic conductance. Okay, electrolytic or ionic conductance. Here the conductance of electricity by ions. In the case of metals, it's due to the conductivity of electrons or presence of electrons. Here it is due to ions. The conductance of electricity by ions present in the solutions, it is called electrolytic or ionic conductance. Okay, that's the main difference between metallic conductance and electrolytic conductance. In the case of metallic conductance, it is due to the presence of electrons, and here it is due to the presence of ions. And here also certain factors that depends on this electrolytic or ionic conductance. First one is nature of electrolyte. Okay, nature of electrolyte. Here it is solution, so ions are there. So it will depend on the nature of electrolyte. And the next one, size of the ions and their solvation. Solvation means their solubility. Okay. Then the third point, nature of solvent and its viscosity. Nature of solvent and its viscosity. What do you mean by viscosity? Viscosity. Which one is a highly viscous liquid? Yeah, that's right. Punya, can you tell me?
Honey.
Honey, yes. Because this viscosity, it's a force that prevent the flow. Okay, the force which prevents the flow. So here, this ionic conductance also depends on the nature of the solvent and its viscosity. Then the fourth point, concentration of the electrolyte. Concentration of the electrolyte. And the fifth one, it is temperature. Here, the temperature increases, conductance also increases. In the case of metallic conductance, when temperature increases, conductance decreases. Here, in the case of electrolytic or ionic conductance, when temperature increases, conductance also increases. So these are the factors which will affect this electrolytic or ionic conductance. Okay.
Ma'am, can you say again what is viscosity?
Viscosity means the force that prevents the flow. Okay. Force which
Yes, ma'am.
prevents the flow. Have you completed? Achyut, finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sharon, finished.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we are moving to the next one. That is the measurement of conductivity of ionic solutions. Measurement of the conductivity of ionic solutions. We are going to measure the conductivity of this ionic solutions. Ionic solutions means solutions that can exist as ions. Cation and anion was third. And you know that conductance and resistance, they are interconnected. So the measurement of an unknown resistance, it can be measured by Wheatstone bridge. I think you are familiar with Wheatstone bridge, right? Just 1 minute. Yeah, it's like this. It's arrangement like this. This R1, R2, R3, R4, they are different types of resistance. I think it will be more detailed in physics, isn't it? Wheatstone bridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the measurement of an unknown resistance, it can be measured by Wheatstone bridge. And in the case of this measuring, there are two problems.
Ma'am,
Okay. I will show it once again. Wait. Before that, all of you, please switch on your video. Michael, Rija, Sadul, Anthony, Malavika, Muhammad Adim, Krishna, Ashwin, Steffi, Alvin, Nidhi, all of you. Okay, so we are measuring this unknown resistance using Wheatstone bridge. There are two problems there to measure this resistance. First one is that DC current was there. What do you mean by DC current? DC, DC
Direct
and
current.
DC. Yeah, direct current, right? So DC current was there and it will change the composition of the solution. Okay, first problem is that the DC current will change the composition of the solution. That's the first problem. And the second problem is that it's a solution, right? So we cannot able to connect this solution through a metallic wire or not like that. We cannot able to measure this resistance by connecting this liquid with a metallic wire. It's not possible, right? So these are the two problems to measure this resistance. First one is DC current. It will change the composition of the solution. And the second one is we cannot able to measure the resistance of the solution using a metallic wire or something. Okay, and we will find out two solutions for these problems. First one is that we just use alternating current, that is AC source of power. Instead of DC, here we are using AC current. Okay, this is the solution for first problem. And the second one, to measure the resistance of a electrolyte, it is taken in a conductivity cell. We just take that solution in a conductivity cell. And this is the model of a conductivity cell. Okay. We just taken that solution in a container and it is connected to a electrode. Two electrodes are there. It is made up of platinum. Platinum is used as electrode and it is coated with platinum black. So this is the setup. That means conductivity cell setup. Here solution is taken in a container. Then 2 electrodes are fixed. It is made up of platinum and it is coated with platinum black. And these can be connected to wires. Now we can able to measure the resistance of an electrolyte. So this is the experimental setup for this conductivity cell. And these are two different types of conductivity cell. This is the first one and this is the second one. In both cases, platinum electrodes are there and it is coated with platinum black. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
should we learn this? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
That means which one?
No, this case that you just told using platinum and all.
You can just read that. If it's in the case of board exams, we do not predict the questions. That's why. Okay. That's in your textbook itself. Okay. Is it difficult?
No, ma'am, I just asked.
Okay, fine. Then we learned this equation. The resistance of the conductivity cell, it is given by the equation R is equal to rho L by A. Right? And for this rho, we can substitute 1 by K. Isn't it? That's the second equation. We are just going to change the factors. That's why instead of rho, we are using this 1 by K. That is kappa. That's in the second equation. It becomes R is equal to rho by, L by Ka. This one is L. Okay, L. L by Ka. R is equal to rho L by A. Instead of rho, we are substituting 1 by K. Then the equation becomes R is equal to 1 by K L by A. That's it. Okay. Is this
Yes.
clear for you? Yes. And this L by A, this one is known as cell constant. Cell constant. It can be represented as G star. Cell constant, it is represented as G, capital letter G star. Okay. Shall I move to next slide? Is this one clear for you? Yes or no?
That example is not clear, ma'am.
Oh, that's the main equation. Okay, I will write it again.
Last slide. That platinum and all, can you explain again?
That means 2 electrodes there. Okay, it's made up of platinum. 2 electrodes there, it is made up of platinum, and this platinum is just coated with platinum black. It's coated with platinum black and it is just connected through wires. That's it. Okay. Okay, then I will rewrite this equation. The
It is
cell constant. Yeah,
Plat-
Akshut?
It is coated with.
Platinum black.
Ma'am, what is that? How is that different?
It's a carbon mixed platinum. That's it. Okay. Then you can write this cell constant. It will represent it as G star. I told you. And it is L by A. L by A. Then from the previous equation, we can write R into K. Isn't it? You just look at the previous equation. This one, just wait. R is equal to 1 by K into L by A. This L by A, it is known as cell constant. It is G star. Okay. So G star is equal to R Sorry. Yeah, G star is equal to R into K. Is this clear? Any confusion there? Nothing. Okay. Previous equation was R is equal to rho L by A. Then it becomes L by KA. Then L by A is considered as cell constant. For L by A, we can write R into K. And from this equation, we can also write conductivity K equal to G star by R. That is cell constant by R. Same equation, just twisting the factors. That's it. Okay, and this quantity L by A, it is called cell constant and it is denoted by G star. I need to write A. It is denoted by G star. It depends on the distance L between the electrodes and their area of cross section A. That's in the equation, right? It will depend on L and A. L means length between that electrodes and A means area of cross section. Okay, in this equation, L by A cell constant, we cannot able to measure the cell constant. Okay, we cannot able to measure cell constant L by A. Instead, we will calculate, we will measure the values resistivity and conductivity. Sorry, resistance and conductivity. We can measure resistance and conductivity. Then substituting these values of resistance and conductivity, cell constant will be obtained. We cannot able to measure L by A, but we can calculate. Okay. Then we can able to measure the resistance and conductivity from the cell. And then substituting it in this equation, cell constant will be obtained. Okay. You have to note that point L by A, it's a cell constant. We cannot able to measure that. Instead, we will measure this resistance and conductivity and will substitute in this equation and the cell constant will be determined. Okay, and in order to measure the unknown resistance, we are using one formula. Can I move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the equation. Resistance of a solution is measured in conductivity cell by Wheatstone bridge. R2. R2 is the unknown resistance. Unknown resistance. And this is the equation for calculating the resistance. R2 is equal to R1 into R4 divided by R3. Did you learn the same in physics? Yes, okay.
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am, what does it mean conductivity cell by Wheatstone Bridge?
I told you about that setup, experimental setup. It is that conductivity cell. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Do you remember that one with a container with platinum electrodes? It is connected to a connected through a metallic wire. That's one. That is known as conductivity cell. And that conductivity cell, it is measured using this Wheatstone bridge. And we can calculate the unknown resistance. This is clear, children? Can I move to next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the molar conductivity of a solution. Okay. Molar conductivity of a solution. It will represented as lambda m. It is known as lambda. Okay. Lambda m. But you can also draw like this. Okay. Lambda m. It is the conductance of the solution containing 1 mole of the electrolyte when placed between two parallel electrodes 1 centimeter apart. We just seen that experimental set of conductivity cell. There are 2 electrodes there. And it is the conductance of the solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. Here, its concentration is 1 molar. So 1 mole. And it is placed between 2 electrodes. The distance between these 2 electrodes, it will become 1 centimeter. The conductance of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte and it is placed between 2 parallel electrodes with a distance of 1 centimeter apart. And this is the equation to calculate this molar conductivity. Lambda m is equal to K by C. Conductivity divided by concentration. C stands for concentration. And this lambda, it's also came from a Greek word. Okay. Lambda. Then the unit of lambda m is, m stands for molar. Okay. Lambda means lambda m, that is molar conductivity. Clear? And here the unit of molar conductivity is Siemens meter square per mole. Siemens, S stands for Siemens, then meter square per mole. Then we can convert it into Siemens centimeter square per mole. For that, 1 Siemens meter square per mole, that is equal to 10 raised to 4 Siemens centimeter square per mole. This is the conversion. We can also use the Siemens centimeter square per mole as unit. Adul? Adul, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please read this slide?
Molar conductivity of a solution. It is the conductance of the solution containing 1 mole of the electrolyte when placed between two parallel electrodes 1 centimeter apart. Lambda m is equal to K by C, where C is the concentration of the solution. Lambda is a Greek letter. Unit of lambda is Siemens meter square per mole. 1 Siemens meter square per mole is equal to 10 raised to 4 Siemens centimeter square per mole.
Okay. Have you completed this one, all of you? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so that's about today's topics. So from the first class onwards, we have learned about the conductance of electrolytic cells, electrolytic solutions. For that, we just define few terms. This resistance, then resistivity, conductance, conductivity, And you have to remember that equations, then its unit, symbols. Then we move to that classification of materials depending upon their electrical conductivity, right? They are conductors, insulators, semiconductors. Then the examples for this: conductors, insulators, semiconductors. Then one more category there, that is superconductors. What do you mean by that superconductor, Sania? Can you tell me?
Ma'am, I was not there in the morning section.
Okay. Vidur, can you tell me?
It's a conductor with zero resistivity,
Or infinite
infinite conductance.
conductivity. Example. Example for the superconductor.
Alloys.
Metals and alloys with low temperature, right? That means 0 to 15 Kelvin. And nowadays ceramics and certain substances near approximately 150 Kelvin. They also shows the superconductivity. Then what about metallic or electronic conductance, Anna?
Ma'am, they are the conductance,
Hmm.
electrical conductor to which metals.
Yeah,
is-
electronic conductance through metals. It is known as metallic or electronic conductance. It is due to the movement of which type of particles, Anna?
due to the movement of electrons.
Okay, electrons. Then what are the factors that depends on this metallic or electrical conductance? Dia?
The nature and metal of nature and structure of the metal, number of
Okay.
valence electrons,
One more.
temperature.
Temperature. How this temperature affected this metallic
When-
conductance?
When temperature increases,
Hmm.
conductance decreases.
Temperature increases, conductance.
Decreases.
Okay. Then what about ionic conductance or electrolytic conductance, Michael?
Electricity by ions present in the solution.
Okay, due to the presence of ions. Okay. Then what about the factors that depending on this ionic conductance or electrolytic conductance, Aditya?
Ma'am, nature of electrolyte,
Hmm.
then size of ions and solubility, the
Okay,
nature of
solution.
solvent and its viscosity,
Hmm.
concentration of electrolyte, and
Yeah.
temperature.
Temperature. Then how can we solve the issue that the liquids cannot be connected through a metal wire to measure the resistance? How can we resolve that? Punya?
AC current is used.
That's for instead of DC, right?
Yes.
That's
ma'am.
to avoid the decomposition of electrolyte. For this purpose, I mean, we cannot able to connect a metallic wire to that liquid solution to measure the resistance. For that, what solution there?
Electronic conductance.
That cell that is known as conductivity cell. Okay. We are using this conductivity cell. It consists of a container with 2 electrodes that is made up of platinum and it is coated with platinum black. And it is connected with a metallic wire. That is known as conductivity cell. We are using this conductivity cell for measure the resistance of liquid solutions. Okay. Then what about cell constant? How can we represent cell constant? Nandana?
G star.
What about the equation? Gayatri?
By
Yeah, L by A.
L by
How it is connected to resistance and conductivity, cell constant. G star equal to
K
one more
into R.
equation is yes, K into R. Okay, Then what do you mean by this molar conductivity of a solution? How can we represent molar conductivity? Evelyn?
It is the concentration of solution containing 1
Hmm.
mole of electrolyte when placed between two parallel electrodes 1 centimeter apart.
How can we represent that? Which symbol is used to represent molar conductivity?
Lambda meter.
Okay, lambda. Okay, fine. So these all topics that we covered today. All of you please read this portion. Okay. Then we can discuss the remaining portion in the next class. Okay, before that, let me take your attendance. Okay, then thank you all. See you in the next class. Bye.
Ma'am.